Guys, it's Hall of Heroes time again, and this month we have none other than Figaro, the Light Joker. Which, Bagel, are you very excited? You seem like you're very excited about Figaro. I am very excited about Figaro. Okay, I'm very excited about Figaro for a couple reasons. Let's take a look. This is it's the weekend. It's always over the weekend. It's always the same time of the week for this Hall of Heroes. So let's take a look at Figaro. Let's see why. Why are you so excited? Number one, he looks cool. That's why. That's why you're excited about it, because he looks cool. Bagel, that's a good... We don't need OP monsters. As long as Bagel thinks it looks cool, we can be very excited about it. Okay. Aside from him looking cool, number one, I don't have him on any account. I've never summoned him on any account. He's going to be very exciting to use on the Light Dark account, because number one, we don't have strippers on that account, do we? And number two, Light Dark Nat 4. So he's going to be very excited to use on the Light Dark account, but it's also going to be very exciting. It's going to be exciting to use on any account because he's a stripper. He does multiple debuffs. He's an interesting unit to use. Let's play devil's advocate. Let's play devil's advocate. Is he a top tier Light Dark Nat 4? No, he's not a top tier Light Dark Nat 4. But is he a bottom tier Light Dark Nat 4? No, he's not a bottom tier Light Dark Nat 4 either. He's somewhere in the middle. I mean, if we compare him to things like Martina, the Dark Boomerang, yeah, he's not even close. That's not a comparison. He's not close to that. That's a little bit of a, yeah, he's not Martina. But that doesn't mean he's bad just because you compare him to like some of the best units in the game. And I think here's another thing is that people also compare him to Lucian. When you compare anything to Lucian, it doesn't look that good in comparison. It's like, oh, it's still a Joker family. Is he as good as Lucian? He's a Light Dark. He should be better than Lucian, right? He doesn't do the same stuff as Lucian. He's not the same type of unit. First off, he's an HP unit. Lucian's an attack type unit. But you compare something to one of the best, if not the best 4-star in the entire game, Lucian, who's good in Giants, Dragons, Necro, Arena offense, Guild War offense, TOA. Like, what is Lucian not good for? It's basically Lucian's good for everything. So anyway, RTA, you can even use him. You can use him in like everything. So compare anything to that, and it's doesn't look good in comparison. But also I think a lot of people are looking at Figaro the wrong way. He is a HP type unit. Lucian's an attack type unit. He's got the same first two skills, but you can't think about it as far as he's got this, okay, he's got a surprise box. What this really is removes one harmful effect, one beneficial effect, because it is his passive. Okay, cancels incoming damage, 25% chance. I don't care about that. I'm not even thinking about that. One beneficial effect on targeted enemy will be removed every time you perform an attack. That's the part that I care about. We can take a look at him compared to Gemini. I need to find where Gemini is. Gemini is somewhere. Here's Gemini. So Gemini has, of course, he has increased attack power. I keep forgetting about the increased attack power. But this removes one beneficial effect if you have a less beneficial effect from the enemy. So it's conditional, and people still use Gemini. Use the Hall of Heroes, and now people are like, oh, Gemini. He removes a beneficial effect, and with his second skill, he will strip. So he strips, his second skill, he defense breaks. So he strips and defense breaks. Think about that compared to Surprise Box. So compare him to Gemini, compare him to possibly, possibly even Gianna. I know he's not as good as Gianna, but think about it this way. Removes beneficial effects, and glancing hit, attack speed break, and stun. He can also stun. So if you have, if you strip and stun, like if he, let's say for example, he gets all 4 stuns. Strip, one beneficial effect, and all 4 stuns. That's basically like the same thing as Gianna. He doesn't have a bomb on him, but that's basically the same thing as Gianna. So, he's not Gianna. Don't get me wrong. I know people can be like, oh, Bagel says Figaro is just as good as Gianna. What an idiot. Not saying he's Gianna. I'm saying compare him to Gianna, compare him to Gemini, compare him to things like that. And a lot of people, I know a lot of people don't like him, but I feel like the people that, I don't feel like, I know that when I look at the people that don't like him, and I see the runes, they're like, oh, I built him. It's like, sometimes when they say, I've built him, he's like unawakened 5-starred in story, like he's not even being used. There's 4-star runes on him. It's like, they didn't give him a chance. Most of the time, it's that he's way too slow, and sometimes he's on Vile, which is not bad, but it's not the rune set that I would put on him. I would either put Swift or Despair on him and make him really fast. One of the cool things about him, again, comparing him to something like Gianna, is if Gianna goes into something and they don't have immunity, they have no beneficial effects. What does Gianna's strip do? She can't strip and stun. She'll still put a bomb, but she can't strip and stun. Her stun's conditional on her stripping things. With him, if they have no beneficial effects, cool. It's still going to do debuffs. It's still going to potentially stun, attack, speed break, or a glancing hit. So it still has things that it can do. So that's cool. Then we have this amazing leader skill, resistance in dungeons. Fantastic. I mean, this is so much better than Lucian's. That part is sarcasm. It's a crap leader skill. Terrible leader skill. Terrible, terrible, terrible leader skill. Pointless leader skill. But you kind of can... I mean, I could see him being used in Giants and Dragons. I could see in theory, but like really we have so much better stuff to use in Giants and Dragons anyway for 99% of us that really like you're gonna use Figaro. I mean, Dragons would be cool because he strips every time he performs an attack, and he can also speed break the towers, which is it's not that bad. But I think just most of us at this point have, most of the people, not all, but most of the people have better stuff than this for like Dragons or Giants. But I'm just saying he does have potential in something like that. But I wouldn't use him like that. I would use him in the same places like that you would use like a Gemini or a Gianna. Strips and beneficial effects. I would put him, and I don't know if I mentioned, but I feel like the people that don't like him also, yeah, I did mention. I said a lot of people have Violent, and I wouldn't remember Violent. High speed, either Despair or Swift. And I think he's got potential in, I mean, I feel like once Special League comes along again, you're going to actually see him. You might not see him too much in RTA. You might see him every so often in RTA. It's not like a super top tier thing, but he could be used every so often. Possibly in Guild Siege defenses, you could see him being used now. Now that he's going to be a common thing, because he was so rare before, not a lot of people have him. Now he might be something that you might see every once in a while. So we'll see though, but I feel like those places he could potentially be, and he needs to be fast. He needs to be either, I feel like Despair is the best for him, because then it's like a strip stun. Even if it doesn't stun with the surprise box stun, you can still stun on top of that. So I just feel like that's kind of. What is it? He's a stripper. Strippers are always useful, unless you're like also one of the reasons I think a lot of people don't like him or don't care about him is like usually I see that from like low level players that are like in the fighter ranks and they don't even use strippers anyway. They're like, yeah, just Lucian everything. Like, okay, well that does work to a certain point. But at a certain point, you also have to think about, like, actually bringing a stripper. Like, a lot of people will just have their arena offenses. Like, when I go look at different people's accounts, and they're like, oh, give me tips on my arena offenses. And I look, and I'm like, you have debuffers, but you have no strippers. So you're just hoping that they don't have will runes. And I'm like, you might want to, like, think about it. If you're trying to push higher in arena, they're going to have more will runes. They're going to have more immunity. You might need to bring something in to counter that. So you don't have to like be like, oh well, they have will runes. I guess I lost. So anyway, I just feel like he's in the same vein as I would consider him in the same vein as Gemini and Gianna. He's not super OP top tier, but he's still a fun unit to play with, and I'm excited to use him. On I don't know how many rune unes? I don't know how many rune unes I'm gonna use, accounts I'm gonna use him on. What is a rune une? I think that's someone that works at Comtuous. It's rune une. Anyway, but he seems like a fun unit. I can't wait to use him, and that's that. I think that's that. Oh my goodness, Bagel's not even 10 minutes yet. It's fine. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. That's it for this one. Excited about Figaro. I will see you as always in the next one.